Hey guys, welcome to episode number 87 of OG Toys. I'm OG. Today we're taking a look at the Play Arts Kai Batman Arkham Asylum armored up version of Batman. Now this figure just came out to the comic book stores a little while ago, and we got him here. Now when I first saw him in solicitations, I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to bother, it's just a repaint, but they actually resculpted a ton of extra items onto this figure. It looks freaking phenomenal up close. So I bought it. Really happy I did though too. Now we got the other Batman from the first wave of these guys with the Joker. That still holds up as a beautiful rendition of Batman. This one has just got so many fine details, and it's surprising how good a simple, not a repaint, but a resculpt of a basic figure can just improve it so much. So let's just get the big guy out of the way here. We'll take a look at him in some detail later on, but let's take a look at this guy. So I got him in his pose with his Batarang. Now the Batarang, it's the exact same one from the first figure. I'll show you that one. Now this one just seems to be a little duller on the top silver. I know the camera really won't pick it up in real life, in person. The silver on the standard version of Batman, it just pops more. It's a little sharper, it's more intense. This one's a little bit more dull and muted. Still, really cool sculpt. And actually, if I compare the two, yeah, it's just a little bit smaller too. It's just a little bit shorter. Don't know why, but it's cool that they didn't just repaint it and just reuse something. They actually changed it a little bit, so that's kind of cool. Now the details on the figure itself are freaking phenomenal. As you know, the Play Art Kai figures are the high-end versions of some video game properties that have been coming out for the past few years. We got God of War, Assassin's Creed, Halo, Uncharted, Mass Effect, you name it, they've made figures of it. So this figure here is about $60 Canadian at local comic book shops or import shops. You can probably find something there. It might be a little bit more expensive. Now this guy has been out for quite some time. I've seen reviews on him from probably almost 4 to 5 months ago. So it's been out in Japan for quite some time. It's finally here, and I'm really happy we finally got him. Now let's take a look at some of the details. The biggest thing you're going to notice is this face sculpt. Now the face sculpt, it definitely has an armored up look to it. It looks a bit scratched up. He's been through some battles, and it definitely has more of a textured look to it. It doesn't look like just some cloth thrown over his face. It looks phenomenal. Now let's do a quick comparison to my other Batman. And let's take a look at this face sculpts here. You can see the stark difference between the two. Definitely more comic book traditional on this guy here, where this one, he's got the armor plating and he's got the scuff marks. It looks phenomenal. Another cool thing they added here, take a look at the belt. The belt is brand new sculpt, has larger pouches on the side, these little maybe gas pellets or some sort of containers. They look really cool. Now plus, you also notice on the back here, he's got the armor up on the side of his neck. That is a really neat looking feature. Plus, if you can see, he has his web, kind of like a cloth Under Armour, if you will, around his legs and his chest here. And this is all armor plating that goes on top of it. So it gives it more of a polished look. It gives it that look like he's got armor on. And it looks freaking awesome. Lots of articulation as usual, but this detailing is just phenomenal. Let's continue with that. You take a look at his arms. You can move the cape up a bit. You can see what I'm talking about in the shoulder. He's got the black Under Armour underneath. He's got armor plating, brand new sculpted arm gauntlet. And his hands here too. You can see the little musculature on his hands. Looks really cool. He's got soft rubber little ends. I don't even know what the heck this is called, to be true. If anybody knows what they're freaking called, a special name that he has for it, that's one thing I'm not 100% sure. He's got the little winglets or whatever, the spikes on his gauntlets. They're soft rubber. His cape still has that free-flowing motion like the other one did with the ball joint. It doesn't come with the extra cape accessory, but that's fine because I usually just use this cape anyways. But you can pivot that in multiple directions so you give him a bit more posability with the cape. Again, here, new style gauntlets on his boots, armor plating throughout. This big, massive hinge here, plate that sticks out. And of course, he's got the ratchet joints throughout the entire body, which is fantastic because the ratchet joints really give him that stickiness, and it just holds the figure together better for poses. Now the hands do come off, and you can swap them with a couple extra closed hands. Nothing major there. It's really easy to do. Very simplistic. Closed hand versions. He does come with another grappling launcher. Now this one's just a single prong, as opposed to the other one on the first Batman figure, which had multiple prongs. So this is a huge difference. It's like they sculpted half of it and decided to add the other ones on. Still, it's compact. It's neat. It holds in his hand very easily too. So you don't have to worry about it popping out. So now let's go to articulation on these guys. Now these guys are maxed out for articulation. This is like a large-scale Marvel Legend figure with better styling and better paint apps, really. So he's got the full ball-jointed head with the neck articulation. Huge range of movement. 360, of course. You got the ball-jointed shoulders with a separate hinge, so you can move forward. And they even painted that hinge there. That's cool. You got the cut at the bicep. Okay. You have ratchet joints for the elbow, which is on a ball. You got ball jointed wrists with a 360, of course, so they're interchangeable. You have a cut at the abs, so he has more articulation to go up and forth, back and around. He has articulation at the waist as well. See there. He has a ball joint at the leg with double jointed knees, ratchet joints, and articulated ankles as well. Kind of has a Spider-Man thing going on here. You know, the Spider-Man has the red boots with the silver. It just kind of feels like kind of going with runners or something like that. It kind of looks different. But comparing this figure to the other Batman, you know, you're both... Yikes, it's tough to say. They're both such awesome figures. It'd be hard to say which one is better. If you're a traditionalist and you want to have your traditional Batman, without a doubt, this is the way to go. You know, your first version of Arkham City Batman, or excuse me, Arkham Asylum Batman, is the way to go. I really don't collect a lot of variants of the figure. You know, like Batman Animated Series, I wouldn't bother collecting all the freaking rainbow bright colors that are out there. But for these guys, I'd make that exception because this is such a significantly different figure. Sculpted accessories, sculpted details are different. The paint application is a completely different figure, and I really appreciated that they actually made a new head sculpt, and they made such varying differences between the two guys. So, paying $60 for a figure, you definitely expect to have, you know, not a simple repaint, which is they didn't do. Now, the other figure included in this assortment is Harley Quinn. Now, I didn't get Harley Quinn. I didn't see her at the comic book shop that I picked this guy up at. Probably will pick her up eventually. She looks really cool. Very much like the DC Direct version, too. So I'll definitely be picking that up. Would have been cool to see some sort of variant. I don't know if they ever do variants on these figures, but her old classic comic book costume would have looked really cool in this style. But there you go, guys. Arkham Asylum, Armored Up Batman. Definitely... If you're a fan of the game, fan of Batman, Player Arts Kai figures, you cannot go wrong with these guys. They're simply awesome. Well worth the money you're going to spend on them. So if you're on the fence, don't be. Take a chance. Grab these figures. You're not going to be disappointed. They got tons more figures coming out later next year. You got the Catwoman from the game, Robin. They're also doing some of the Dark Knight stuff. And they're doing the Dark Knight Rises, Batman, Bane, and Catwoman. They look freaking amazing. So we had a full plethora of new Batman stuff coming out from Player Arts Kai, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. As soon as they come out, I'll definitely be getting them and reviewing them for you guys here on YouTube. Thanks very much for watching. We got more reviews coming soon. Take care.